Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. We're here with Ben Treat, the Bangor Public Library Director, and Siobhan Rigler. She's the Director of Development and Public Relations for the library. Guys, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, and we're having you on this morning because Bangor Public Library is having a busy month, of course. It's the 140th birthday of the library. What's going on this week and upcoming weeks?
So our birthday is on April 15th, and right now we have historic displays about the library. But what we'd like is to have patrons come in and share memories, stories, kind thoughts about the library, and then we're going to put them on display for April 15th.
Nice.
That's when we're going to have a little bit of a party. The Friends of the Bangor Public Library are throwing us a party.
Nice.
We'll have crafts. We'll open our seed library so people can come in and get some seeds. We'll have a master gardener there.
Wow.
So you can ask questions if you don't know how to garden, or if you do and you have some questions.
Perfect timing for the year,
Yes,
too.
yes,
It's that
yes.
time of year.
Kind of look ahead to planting some things.
Yep.
And then in the afternoon, we're going to have a special lecture. The nice thing is this lecture is by Maddie Johnson. She's one of the Friends, and she did her research at the library about historic women's groups of Bangor. She used, the archives, the local historian helped her, and we just used a lot of the resources of the library. So she can do a little lecture, and then there'll be cake, so you can come at 2:30 and have some cake
That's always good.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Right? And if you can't make it that day, we have things going on all month, and the displays will be up all month. So, and we have a lot of events.
Right.
It is National Poetry Month.
Right. I know
Right.
we have 2 pages of events right here. I was like, wow, we could go on. And it's National Poetry Month, too. That's actually why I reached out to you guys. But what's going on for Poetry Month?
So we have the 21st annual Poets Speak. So it's something we do with the University of Maine, and we have poets from across the region.
Wow.
We have the winners from the high school that win like the Poetry Out Loud the contest.
I
They'll
did
come
that
in.
at Bangor.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can come in and hear some poetry, some original poetry, some people performing other people's poetry. And then we also have, if you look around the library, we have this mannequin that has poems in her pocket.
Cool.
You can go up and take a poem. And then one of our librarians did this really cool thing. It's Poets Laureate trading cards. So if you want to, who the poet laureates are, you can take a little trading card. I don't know if these will be as collectible, but it's like some other trading cards. But if you want to take a poet to go, you can take a poet and a poem
It's like
to
a
go.
poetry tarot reading.
Yes. What do I get today?
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Very
so you
cool.
can come in and check that out too.
Cool.
That's a good way to learn.
Yeah.
And maybe you could talk about the library itself. It's such an important part of the community here. It serves a lot of purposes, and it's really grown over the years too.
Yeah. Our kind of mythic origin story is the 7 books in a footlocker, where this print shop owner had a footlocker in his office. He had a bunch of farm boys from the area who were coming to work in his print shop, and he put 7 books in there and said, borrow these, bring them home to your families, learn a little bit about the world that we're in. This was probably in place of some level of formal education they might have had otherwise in this day and era. So he was one of the early members of the Bangor Mechanic Association. The collection just swelled, and eventually by 1883, which is our birth date, April 15th, 1883, the Bangor Mechanic Association Library and the city worked together to form the public library. So,
And these are, of course, things that you can learn more about because there's a display all month for historical photos and scrapbooks. So that's something I'm sure everybody can learn whenever.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, there's so many cool things that have happened over the years with the library taking on different roles in the city. And then there are bad points in the city's history, like the fire in 1911 destroyed the library's collection, but the city was so committed to rebuilding that the library was part of that rebuilding of actually just creating the building that you see there now, which stood from 1913 until the present day, and has been added onto and everything else. So
Yes. So happy birthday. I hate to
Thank
cut
you.
you off. It looks like we're out of time, but something for everybody this month. And we'll share a link to the Bangor Public Library when we post this interview online. Thank you guys for
We want to
joining
get you
us.
back
Thank
here
you.
too on a regular basis.
Okay.
Maybe you can tell us about some of the things coming up during the summer, because I know every month there's a long list of things going on.
That would be great.
So-
Thank you.
Sounds good. We'll throw it over to Devin Biggs for our full weather forecast.